Making gravy can feel intimidating, but it doesn't need to. Here's how easy it can be. In order to make 2 cups of gravy, you need 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 2 cups of stock. It's a beautiful ratio. First goes my butter into the saucepan, and we're gonna let that melt, add the flour to it, and then, coincidentally, we're gonna cook it for about 2 minutes. So you don't want the butter to brown too much. You just want to make sure that flour is cooked. And now it's time to add our warm stock. Adding a warm stock means you're less likely to get lumps than if you added a cold stock. So add that stock and then whisk it vigorously. Now, in order for any flour-based sauce to thicken, it needs to come to a boil. Doing the gravy this way is a great way as a prep step ahead of time, so you don't have to make the gravy while you're finishing all the rest of your meal preparation. When it comes time to serve the gravy, you can either add the rest of your chicken stock or use the drippings from a roast that you might have done. Pour it into a fat separator. You just have to wait for the fat to rise to the surface. And then because the spout pours from the bottom of the jug, you're actually going to get all of that delicious flavor and none of the fat. And you're only adding as much stock as you feel you want to thin that gravy to the texture that you like. Now, if you don't have a fat separator, you could use a bulb baster and a measuring glass. Sometimes, because the drippings from the chicken are so well seasoned themselves, you don't need to add anything else. But you may need to add a little bit of salt, add some freshly ground black pepper, or here's a little tip for you. Try using a little soy sauce, because the color of soy sauce will help that gravy darken a little bit. Once you've seasoned it to perfection, you can either go ahead and serve it as is, or try adding some fresh herbs, some chives, some thyme, some parsley, or even a little touch of heavy cream. If you'd like to see more of the basics, you can click here to subscribe. If you'd like to know more about the fat separator that we use, click over here. If you have questions or you have any recipe suggestions, leave them in the comment section below.